Hello and welcome back. I had a few comments telling me to make a more structured gameplay and whatnot, but I'm very organic in nature in that way. I play it how it is. I don't plan anything. However, I do have a laboratory for my testing purposes to try and get a better handle on the game. I look up a few tutorials here and there, but mostly I try to experiment with the best shit I can and what I have available. So I present you the super base. Well, this base is exactly how I would build it. However, there are some flaws. I'll show you in a minute. I came across aquatuners, which can run, but again, it would get too hot. I don't have steam turbines yet. I thought, well, what if I use a thermal regulator and try and get it to cool each other down? It worked, but it was very inefficient, and the temperature coming out was absolutely shocking. Well, slightly above and slightly below. This method, I don't know if it actually works. I've been testing it, but let me show you. Right, I think it's too much of a cooling loop. I don't need this really. I only need it where the heat producers are, which is, yeah, basically just these, them, that, these. I insulated all the tiles. I insulated these because then the temperature doesn't change. This doesn't need it because there's nothing really that produces heat. Oh, I was recently working on a spam as well. Where is it? Whoop. I'm trying to get a hydrogen generator to take over one of these, and it did. I managed to. Hang on. This is a few. This is a few saves prior, but hang on. Yep, that one straight down. I also wired it all up to everybody just to see if my entire thing could cope, and it's not a wise idea. So I'll just put them back into their original There, I got right. This right here, 700 watts, is enough to power this one, even though it says 990. But I think it would overheat if these fired up. These don't always fire up. That's another 440. They don't always fire up. So you know what I mean? But I'm trying to like imagine the basic max capacity. Right. But all the other stuff like the research here, this what thing here, light up here, fine. Nope, my bad. That was the wrong one. Shoot me. There you go. Right. So this right here can and will be powered by the excess hydrogen, which is pretty cool, I might add. So I've got a source of hydrogen for the hydrogen pipes and the hydrogen atmosphere in which it's, doing it. So I was like, fine, okay. I've got a lot of water, but problem being, right, the electrolyzer would chew through it. And then I'd run out of water and I'd just have this small Pacu pop thingy. So it's a double-edged sword until I can get a renewable source of water. That being said, the oxygen from that water wastes a lot of oxygen. And I didn't know how to cool it down. And it was coming out quite hot. So I was like, bit of proof of concept. And I can cool it down. As for the cooling loop, right. Switch this back on. It chews through coal though, this fucker. It requires at least, hang on. These are null. Or at least they should be. Hang on. There we go. Right. 1,440. And it can cope with 2,000, right? But then you got to think of that power's on, or also it's on the grid as well. But we'll try it. So This has been running for a while, all with temp shift plates and everything, and I've been hitting it with the heat gun, you know, to try and get it to absorb the water. Like, get the heat into the water bit, right? It comes out at, hey look, 18.8, 18.7, 0.6, 0.5, and then it goes back in, 0.5, and it still comes back in at that temperature. It will not, it either goes up or slightly down. But it has to be running permanently. Yeah. And this also is warming up. See, I couldn't find a way to cool it down. I thought the pipes were supposed to cool it down. In fact, if anything, so there's stupid amounts of gas there, look, and then it comes out at 8 and 9. Yeah, it's weird. But I've been having that running in the background to some degree. And it seems to work. For instance, down here, look. Let's say some stray heat came in, or this produced a lot of heat. So, hang on. There, look. Excess heat right there. Absorbs it, but this down here, no, because it doesn't have the temperature plates. But it does, the ambient air does cool it down eventually. But then this water goes up. I think it works. This is my go-to. But what I'm going to have to do is, I don't know, I can't get the cooling loop into it. I might be able to. Yeah, cooling loop into the building. Just those that produce heat, and just have it that way, because the rest of the base can eventually, you know, air itself out. Here's a few failed experiments. This one right here worked really well, but it needed insulated water pipes, and it might have had better cooling, I'm not sure. But this, at least I get a bit of chill. Before I weren't getting any chill because, you know, should it all be insulated, you reckon? If I insulate all of that, but in doing that, that heats up, and this itself heats up. So it's actually heat from one source to another. But the water does go up in temperature because it's on permanently. Unless you're trying to get it. It's only trying to do it by 2 degrees. And it's gone for like cycles at a time just to get that extra degree. Until I can get a steam turbine and do that tutorial. The Wheezeworks, I don't know if that'll also work. But I digress. That's what I've been doing anyway. In the main base, I don't think I've done anything. Oh, I might have a few bits and bobs. But someone mentioned in the comments, give a structure, do a few edits. And I'm like, okay, I just like to play the game. But also try not to, what's the right word? I don't know, it's hard to describe. Oh wow, this room is like a sense of nostalgia. That's getting cold because of this here. This needs insulating and airlocking off. Warm down here. Okay. Yeah, this is a bit of a... This needs hydrogen. And it also needs... I've got the phosphorite. Not a problem. This right here also. But a lot of the chill's coming in from the outside biome. So I need to do what I did before, where I was going to create an artificial thingy. Yeah, it's going to take a while. In the meantime, I'll take advantage of the chill and the heat from both sides, and then even it out later on. Slime still. Oh, slime lung, right. Christ, I forgot about that. The reason why I was doing that was so that... Hang on. There you go. So that then I could seal this up here and just boop, drop it. And then all this water would boop into there. But no, what I'm going to do... I don't know actually yet. Where's my slime at? Dig down and try and get the water to... For instance, that's okay. Dig, dig. Dig, dig. That one right there is a big one. Got to keep the water on top for it the whole time. Yeah, got to be careful. Also, food. I was working on that. Just refrigerated. No, the sterile atmosphere is down here. And besides, I don't need 4 fridges. So, cut back on that. Move the... all I have, really, what do I have? Yeah, the nutrient bar and the muck root don't go off, so... But I have to have a place for them to go. Can you put muck root in a... No, I've tried before. Same with the... nutrient bar. Whoop. Okay, move that there, right. And then the rest of the food... Okay, you don't want all. I don't have really any of those. Edible. Yep. 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 All the raw ingredients and stuff. Oh, and medicine. I don't know why you would need to store medicine, but okay. That way then I can save some power. You know? Whoops. That's the way we're plugged in. At least then here I have space for other shit. You know? I'll put a spice grinder in there to make it more like a kitchen. You know, I decorate it differently and... Okay. Damn. Is that full already? Alright. Maybe I needed more. Where is it? Right, so... Structure, right? What am I doing here? Demolishing the outside to go and then insulate it. By vacuuming it out. Off-site gas bags, maybe? Rather than just the individual one in here. Because the temperature is going to be all over the bleeding place, you know. Okay. Off-site gas bagging it is. Okay. Actually, how many gas bags can we... actually, no. We'll need to delete those. And then build like one of these tubes. And then put gas containers all the way. And then vacuum as much of this shit in there as I can. To create a vacuum. And then put another water lock on the end here. Then you'd have like a water lock section. That's what I'm going to do right now. That's my plan for now. Water lock. Not water. Yeah, water lock there. Airbag or gas bags down there. Also, I'm going to knock this off and get it to run down into here. But first, like I said, I need to take out some of this slime.